Hi, and thanks so much for watching The Social Life, the place to be for the entrepreneur with a purpose to unleash there's something amazing. I'm so happy to be back. This is after Thanksgiving break, and I have a great video. This is like highly requested. It's really about finding the funding that you need to start your nonprofit before you get started. So that pre-fundraising startup. This question came through from three people, Preston, Condor, and Jana. So today I really want to answer that question. I want to dive a little deeper into what goes into fundraising for a startup nonprofit. So I have a few tips that you need to know, and then I have a few ideas for you to raise funds. And these are some of the ideas that I actually used when I was trying to raise funds to actually start my nonprofit, and that actually worked. So I will have a few more resources in my Social Life Diaries, the newsletter. If you're not signed up for that, go ahead and sign up for that, and I will leave the link below for that. And basically, let's jump right in and get started on some things that you first need to keep in mind when you're starting to fundraise for your startup nonprofit. You already know that during this time, if you don't have a 501c3, you really aren't in a position to ask for grants or foundations, ask foundations for funding, because generally they only give to nonprofits that have been in existence for over 2 years. Generally, that's a requirement of grants and foundations. And you also have to have your 501c3 for those 2 years. So the first tip is, remember that you are an entrepreneur. Remember that this is your business. You are starting a business, whether you want to or not. You need to really get the mindset of, I'm starting a business, I am an entrepreneur, and this is what I'm doing. Once you have that in mind, realize that yes, although you are a nonprofit, you will need to also run your business as a for-profit. Create a business plan. It is such an incredible thing. Even if you just have one sheet of what your plan is for your business with your mission and your vision and everything on there, how you plan to raise funds once you actually get your 501c3 status, whether it's through grants or foundations or individual sponsors, however it is, you need to have all that written down. Have a plan of how your organization is going to work. Where are the places and programs that you might need funding for specifically? The more you can drill down in this area, the easier the ask will become. So make sure that you write out your business plan, make sure that you remember that you are a business, and be sure that you understand that you have to run it like it's official. When you start this nonprofit, even though you don't know everything that's going to be happening, you don't know everything that's going to come your way, which when I started my nonprofit, I had no idea some of the things that I was going to encounter, or some pivot that the organization was going to need to take so that the organization could work and I could accomplish my mission. So be ready for those types of things, but also run your business like it is actually official, like you have all the funding you need right now. Run it that way. The next thing is to know your vision and mission, and you should know this thing by heart. You should know exactly what you're saying and how you want people to receive your message, and you need to be able to expound on it if possible, but also needs to be short enough to just have a short elevator pitch. If you're talking to someone, they say, what do? You should be able to rattle it off within 30 seconds. It shouldn't be a long drawn out thing. What do you actually do? I help kids get into extracurricular activities via, crowdfunding. So it should be a very quick, what do? You help rescue women out of homelessness and prostitution, or whatever the case, whatever it is. You need to be able to say what it is that you do and how you do it, because that tells them how they can get involved, right? And you want them to get involved, because your next thing is going to be your ask. The next thing is be upfront and let people know that if they do decide to support you, that they won't receive a tax deduction this year. They won't receive it this year, but they're going to be an incredible help to making it possible for you to accomplish your mission. And that you'd love to have them come alongside to help you with that. So you need to remember that these are some of the things that your job as a founder is to help people understand your vision. That is your job as a founder. Every city, I believe, every county has a small business development center, and there are a lot of resources out there that are set up for businesses that also work for nonprofits as well. Because if you remember my first tip, it was that you are a business, correct? And you are an entrepreneur. So whether it's for-profit or nonprofit, is just a legality, and that just is how you receive your funds and how your funds are taxed. But it's still the same, you still have some of the same core principles as a for-profit business. And so going to the small business resource center in your area or the small business administration in your area will give you a lot of insight into resources and things that are available for those that are starting out. Now, you may be able to receive a grant just on your own, being a small business owner, through the Small Business Administration, and they will have their own requirements, and some of those requirements your nonprofit may actually fit. So do not turn a blind eye to resources that are available for small businesses just because you're a nonprofit. Always be looking, always ask questions, always let people know that you're looking for funding and what you're trying to fund, because sometimes you can even just get specific grants for that specific thing that you're trying to start. So it could be like you're trying to create a website, or you're trying to design your website, and you could be an African-American woman and you could receive a grant just for that. There is money out there for people who are trying to start businesses, whether for-profit or nonprofit, and I just don't want you to forget about that as an option for yourself as well. And the last tip I want to leave you with is don't wait to gain supporters. Do not wait to start gaining supporters. Tell people now. When I started my nonprofit, I spoke to my son's babysitter as a daycare that he went to, and I was telling them how I was going to start this nonprofit, and I was working on it, and I had applied for my 501c3, and that I that I have a kid that really wanted to play soccer, and it was my first kid, and I was so excited, and I was just trying to figure out how I was going to get this funding for that child, and she whipped out $100 and she gave it to me, and she said, "Here, try to start with this," and that $100 took care of that kid. And so that, I feel like, is always a testament to, if you can explain your mission and your vision, and you can help people understand where you're lacking, what you need help with, where you are in the process, and what you're doing, it's not that difficult to get your pre-fundraising startup money. So we could also just call that seed money. Start very lean. Do not try to go out and have everything just perfect. When I first started, my website was still in process. I didn't have, automated things that would go back and let people have their tax deduction letter and all that stuff. Honestly, if your mission resonates with people, they will not care. They understand that you're starting a nonprofit. They understand that it's difficult to start a business, to start a nonprofit, anything. So don't worry so much about the bells and whistles. Just get the very lean piece of your, the most necessary pieces of your nonprofit. Get those things paid for, get those things set up, and then build on the rest. And it's easy to let people know that you're in process. Like when I said that don't wait for your supporters thing, that means don't wait to set up a newsletter. Don't wait to set up a Facebook page. Don't wait to set up somewhere where people can champion what you're doing and be part of what you're doing. Start that early. That's one thing that I probably would do over is, I would have started a newsletter early. I would have started a Facebook page earlier. There are a lot of things, because there were a lot of people who were very interested, and I had no idea what to do with them, So don't be in that same position. Go start your newsletter or your Facebook page or your YouTube channel, whatever you're going to start to help promote your nonprofit. Okay, go do that stuff. And then, because people want to go along with the journey, they want to know what you're doing. They want to know how you're doing it. You never know what other people are learning from you. So just put it out there and be vulnerable during this period. Condor, Preston, and Jana, I really hope that helped you, and I hope that helped everyone else watching this video. If you like the video, please go ahead and subscribe, or press the thumbs up thing down there. And then where I'd really like to see you is on the Social Life Diaries. That's where I get a little bit more in depth with my videos. And I'm excited to see kind of what you guys are wanting to know. And that's really where I do more of my back and forth talking, so via email. Sometimes I miss some of the comments in the YouTube channel, and I don't want to do that. So, but I get all my emails. So find me on the social life, and I will see you guys next week to help you get out there and unleash your something amazing. Thank you so much for watching.